Welcome students, welcome to steam turbine class. In the last few lectures we have learned about the nozzle, the steam nozzles, the impulse turbine, the velocity diagram, the efficiency of impulse turbine, this kind of thing. So let's start a topic on reaction turbine. Okay. So this turbine, in these turbines, the pressure drop across occurs both in the nozzles or the fixed row of blade as well as the moving row of blades as shown in this figure. These are the pressure drop. The inlet pressure in the fixed blade is P0, then it's dropped across the fixed blade, then again the pressure drop occurs in the moving blade, also then the fixed blade, then in the moving blade. So you can see the pressure drop occurs in fixed blade as well as in the moving blade also. But since the blade channels are the called are also of the nozzle shape due to the expansion of steam while flowing through the blades, there an increase in kinetic energy which gives rise to reaction to the opposite direction by the Newton's third law of motion. The blades rotates due to both the impulse effects of jet due to the change in their momentum and the reaction force of existing jets impressed on the blades in opposite direction. Okay, so as you can see the velocity, so as you can see in the velocity variations, the fixed blade is acted as a nozzle. So in this fixed blade the velocity is getting increased as shown in this figure. Then in the moving blade, when the steam flows through the moving blade, the velocity get decreases, then again in the fixed blade it increases, and in the moving blade then again it decreases. So so this kind of turbine where this impulse and reaction both the action reaction occurs is called the impulse reaction turbine, or to distinguish from the impulse turbine we can simply called it reaction turbine. Okay, so the degree of reaction of such turbine can be defined as R equals to the enthalpy drop in the moving blade by enthalpy drop in the fixed blade Fp plus enthalpy drop in the moving blade. So now we can see if the number one, if the enthalpy drop in moving blade is 0, so the value of R is the degree of reaction, is 0. So we can say it's a pure impulse turbine. Okay, so that means no reaction phenomena is there. Number two is when the enthalpy drop in the fixed blade is 0, so the value of R becomes 1. So we can say it's a pure reaction turbine or 100% reaction turbine. So the Heros turbine is called this 100% reaction turbine, Heros turbine. Now the number three is when the enthalpy drop in the fixed blade is equals to the enthalpy drop in the moving blade. The enthalpy drop in the fixed blade is equals to the enthalpy drop of moving blade. So the degree of reaction becomes half, or it's called 50% reaction turbine or Person's turbine. Okay. So as you can see, this is the velocity diagram of a 50% reaction turbine. The diagram is same as the impulse turbine, but there is one difference, that is del VA is 0 for this kind of reaction turbine, and the VR1 is equals to VR2 because ABD is the inlet side triangle, velocity triangle, and BCD is the outlet triangle. So these two triangles are the similar triangles. So from the geometry you can say that VR1 is equals to VR2 and V1 equals to VR2. Okay, and also we can say that alpha is equals to beta 2 and beta 1 equals to 180 minus delta, and VR2 is equals to KB into VR1. Okay, another thing, that is the enthalpy drop. So the enthalpy drop in the moving blade is equals to the enthalpy drop in the fixed blade. Okay, so let's try to find out the efficiency by using this velocity diagram. So from the above diagram, we can write, that is del v omega is equals to v1 cos alpha minus v2 cos delta is equals to v1 cos alpha plus vr2 cos beta 2 minus vb. Okay, because we have already written that the beta 1 is equals to 180 minus delta, so we can write uh, vr2 cos beta 2 minus vb. Okay, so and we know that alpha is equals to beta 2 and v1 is equals to vr2 from the geometry. So we can write 2 into v1 cos alpha minus vp, this equals to del v omega, and this value is occurs for delta greater than 90 degree. Okay, so this is the value of del v omega. The another way is to find out the del v omega is we can also write, that is the del v omega is equals to vr1 cos beta 1 plus vr2 cos beta 2, that is equals to v1 cos alpha minus vb plus v1 cos alpha, so that is equals to 2v1 cos alpha minus vb. So it's up to you to follow which method. By following any kind of this method, you can get the same results of del v omega. So now to find out the diagram work, okay, of steam. So the diagram work per kg of steam is equals to w suffix d into equals to del v omega into vb. Okay, so that becomes 2v1 cos alpha minus vb into vb. This is the diagram work per kg of steam. Now the energy input to blades per kg of steam. So the energy input to blades per kg of steam. So the energy inputs of blade per kg of steam, that is equals to v1, we can write v1 square by 2 plus vr2 square minus vr1 square by 2. Okay, or we can write, that is v1 square by 2 plus v1 square by 2 minus vr1 square by 2, because the value of v1 is equals to vr2, so we can just write v1 instead of vr2. Okay, so the value becomes v1 square minus vr1 square by 2. Okay. So now from the geometry, from the inlet velocity triangle, that is A, B and D, is A, B, D, from this triangle, this we have three velocities, that is V1, VB and VR1. Okay. And the if we consider VR1, V1, VB and VR1, we have these three velocities in this inlet velocity triangle. So if we consider VR1 as a resultant vector, okay, so from the vector triangle law, we can write VR1 square is equals to V1 square plus VB square minus 2 V1 VB cos alpha. Okay. This comes from the geometry or from the velocity triangle of the from the inlet velocity triangle. Okay, by using the triangle law, the vector triangle law. So now we are going to substitute this VR1 value into the above equation. So we get V1 square minus V1 square plus VB square minus 2 V1 VB cos alpha by 2. So the energy input becomes V1 square minus VB square plus 2 V1 VB cos alpha by 2. So this is the energy input. So now let's derive the efficiency of the blades. So the diagram efficiency of the blade, that is equals to the diagram work by the energy input. Okay. So by substituting the value of W, D and E, the value of W, the D or the diagram work is 2 V1 cos alpha minus VB into VB. Okay. And the value of E, that is energy input, is V1 square minus VB square plus 2 V1 VB cos alpha by 2. So that 2 becomes, we can write numerator. Okay. Okay, so this is the expression for the diagram efficiency. So again we can simplify this expression. So we can write, that is 2 VB square, within bracket we can write 2 into V1 by VB into cos alpha minus 1, okay, by V1 square into 1 minus VB by V1 square plus 2 into VB by V1 cos alpha. Okay, so we can write the above equation into this in a ratio of V1 by VB. So now if we substitute the velocity ratio as rho is equals to VB by V1, the rho is the velocity ratio. So now by substituting the value of rho into this the diagram efficiency expression, we get eta d, the diagram efficiency, is equals to 2 into rho square into 2 cos alpha by rho minus 1, okay, by 1 minus rho square plus 2 into rho cos alpha. Okay, or we can write the diagram efficiency is equals to once again, is equals to 2 into 2 rho cos alpha minus rho square by 1 minus rho square plus rho into cos alpha. Okay, so this is the simplified expression of diagram efficiency. Now if we if we want to find out the maximum efficiency for which for a particular value of rho, then we have to differentiate this efficiency expression with respect to rho. Okay, so to find out the maximum efficiency, we have to differentiate this eta d, the diagram efficiency expression, with respect to rho, and we have to equate that thing to 0. So now by if differentiating and equating to 0, that means d eta by d rho is equals to 0. By differentiating this eta expression with respect to rho and equating it to 0, we get, I'm going to write, I'm going to jump some steps. Okay, so that equals to, we can write, that is so we get this expression. Okay, so now by simplifying that above equation or above expression, we get 4 cos alpha minus rho into 1 minus rho square plus 2 rho cos alpha minus 2 rho cos alpha plus rho square. Okay, that is that's equals to 0. So from this expression we get, that is rho equals to cos alpha, or better to say, the optimum value of rho, that is rho optimum, is equals to cos alpha. And we know that the value of rho is the ratio of VB by V1, so that is equals to VB equals to V1 cos alpha. Okay, so now we are going to substitute this value into this eta d expression, that means in the efficiency expression. So the maximum efficiency expression, we get eta d max is equals to 2 cos square alpha by 1 plus cos square alpha. Similarly, the maximum if we substitute the value of v1 cos alpha into this diagram work, okay, so we get w suffix d, the diagram work, is equals to 2vb minus vb into vb, so that equals to vb square. So the maximum diagram work is equals to vb square. So this is a velocity diagram for 50% reaction turbine with maximum blade efficiency. As you can see, the value of beta 1 is 90 degree obviously, and the value of del v omega, the value of del v omega is nothing but v1 cos alpha, and that is equals to vb. Okay, and also the diagram work, that is omega t, is equals to del v omega into vb, that is equals to vb square. Okay, so it's no longer convenient to talk of nozzles and blades, since in the reaction turbine both the fixed and moving blades acts as a nozzle. It is usual to refer to the two sets of blade as a starter or fixed blades and rotor or moving blades. Since the isentropic enthalpy drop of stage is equally divided between the fixed blade and the moving blade as shown in this figure, that is this is the enthalpy versus entropy diagram. So this one is the enthalpy drop in the fixed blade and this one is the enthalpy drop in the moving blade. So from this diagram we can write that is del H uh, fixed blade enthalpy drop is equals to H1 minus H2S. Okay, so that is equals to, we can write V1 square minus V2 square by 2. Similarly, in case of moving blade, we can write del H MB suffix MB equals to H2S minus H3S. Okay, so that is equals to, we can write VR2 square minus VR1 square minus VR1 square by 2, and that is equals to obviously V1 square minus V2 square by 2, because from the diagram we know that VR2 is equals to V1 and VR1 is equals to V2. So from this two expression we can write that is enthalpy drop in the fixed blade is equals to the enthalpy drop in the moving blade. Okay, so now the total stage enthalpy drop, so the once again, so the total stage enthalpy drop we can write that is del H stage is equals to H1 minus H3S, or that is equals to 2 into H2S minus H3S is equals to 2 into enthalpy drop in the moving blade. Okay, 2 into enthalpy drop in the moving blade. So the degree of reaction is equals to, from the formula we know that is H2S minus H3S by H1 minus H3S is equals to del H MB by 2 into del H MB, so that is equals to half. Okay. So this is a process from which we can derive the degree of reaction. Okay, so let's talk about the carryover efficiency. So for symmetrical staging, for in case of 50% reaction turbine, the isentropic enthalpy drop across the stages is evenly distributed between the stationary and moving blades. As you can see, the enthalpy drop in moving blade is equals to the fixed blade is equals to the enthalpy drop, the stage enthalpy drop by 2 is equals to the row enthalpy drop. Okay, so now assuming the same nozzle efficiency for both fixed and moving rows, the kinetic energy of fluid gain per row, the kinetic energy of fluid gain per row in fixed as well as moving is nothing but eta n into the stage enthalpy drop, the stage enthalpy drop by 2. Okay, this is the kinetic energy of fluid gain per row. Now the kinetic energy associated with the leaving velocity of the proceeding stage is available to do work in the following stages. Of course, some loss is involved in the journey from one stage to the next stage, and is taken into consideration by what is known as the carryover efficiency. Hence, the kinetic energy leaving from one stage and available to the next stage is given by the kinetic energy from one stage uh, and available in the next stage is given by uh, that is equals to CO into V2 square by 2. Okay, where the CO is the carryover efficiency. The CO is the carryover efficiency. Now, okay, so now from the energy balance for the fixed row of blades, now once again. So the energy balance for the fixed row of blades, we can write that is V1 square by 2, V1 square by 2 plus H1, that is equals to carryover efficiency into V2 square by 2 plus H2. Okay, so by rearranging this expression, we can write H2 minus H1 is equals to V1 square minus carryover efficiency into V2 square by 2. Okay, and that is equals to eta n into stage enthalpy drop by 2. Okay, so from this above expression, we get the stage enthalpy drop equals to V1 square minus carryover efficiency into V2 square by eta n. Okay, so this is the expression for stage enthalpy drop. So therefore the combined nozzle and blade efficiency, that is NB, is equals to WD, the diagram work, by the stage enthalpy drop. So we have already derived the expression for WD, that is 2 into V1 cos alpha minus VB into V1 by the stage enthalpy drop is V1 square minus carryover efficiency into V2 square by eta n. So by rearranging this above expression, we get eta nb equals to eta n into Vb square by V1 into 2 V1 cos alpha by Vb minus 1 by 1 minus carryover efficiency into V2 by V1 whole square. Okay, and also from the velocity diagram, we know that uh, again, we know that the V2 square is equals to, that is VR2 square plus VB square minus VR2 VB cos alpha. This expression comes from the outlet velocity triangle. Okay, it is a vector formula. So we can write that is V2 square by V1 square is equals to 1 plus rho square minus 2 into rho cos alpha, where this value of rho is equals to Vb by V1. We already know that this is the velocity ratio. Okay, so this expression gives the ratio of V2 by V1 whole square. That means this value V2 by V1 whole square. Now let's substitute this ratio into this NV expression. So now if we substitute this expression, we get eta n into rho square 2 cos alpha by rho minus 1 by 1 minus eta co into 1 plus rho square minus 2 rho cos alpha. Okay, so this is the expression of NV by substituting the value by substituting the velocity ratio. We get this. So again, if we again by simplifying this NV expression, we get NB into 2 into rho cos alpha minus rho square by 1 minus eta co into 1 plus rho square minus 2 rho cos alpha. Okay, so this is the expression of NV when the carryover efficiency is 1 and eta NB is equals to eta n, that is the losses are confined to the nozzle friction only, and when the carryover efficiency, that is eta co, is 0, that means the no carryover of kinetic energy to the next stage, that means velocity of approach is 0. So we can write that eta nb is equals to eta n into 2 rho cos alpha minus rho square. Okay, so which is the efficiency of a single row of blades. Now if the value of eta n is 1, if the value of eta n is 1, so we can write the nb is equals to nb1, okay, or eta d, the diagram efficiency, is equals to 2 rho cos alpha minus rho square, 2 rho cos alpha minus rho square. So now for maximum blade efficiency, we have to differentiate this eta d with respect to rho, and we have to equate this thing to 0. So we get equals to 0. So we get the optimum value of rho, that is equals to cos alpha, and the maximum blade efficiency, that is eta d1 max, is nothing but cos square alpha. This is the expression for eta b1 max. Okay, so which is somewhat less than the what is obtained in the previous. Okay, So in comparison of impulse, simple impulse kurtis and reaction bleeding, we can say that all the efficiency values are equal. However, when the friction is taken into account, the reaction stage is found to be most efficient, followed by the Reto and Kurti staging in that order, and the friction losses are less significant in the reaction stage since the flow velocities are lower. Okay, so in this lecture we have learned about the reaction turbine. We have derived the efficiency, the velocity diagram for the reaction turbine, and also we have derived the expression for carryover efficiency for in case of reaction turbine. Okay, in the next lecture we will learn about the comparison of enthalpy drop in different or in various stages, and the variation of blade velocity along with blade heights, and the first stage nozzle and blades, the nozzle and blades heights, okay, and the parallel exhaust, the number of these stages, this kind of things. Okay, thank you.